saw maybe some folks were interested in joining. So we'll see. But anyway, I think we'll go ahead and get started, Jonathan. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right. So, everyone, thanks so much for joining us for our May add-ons show and tell, which is a space where you can bring your add-ons related projects and either talk about them or show a brief demo of them. We're joined today by Luca, Sylvain, and Andrew, and we're hoping for some other folks to join. But in the meantime, I'm going to hand this over to Luca. And Luca, tell us a little bit about your show and tell today.
So, well, it's not exactly mine. I helped them to achieve it, but it's exciting. I'm super excited for this feature and that is coming on 78. So basically in 78, when you open the network panel for a tab, and there are resources that are blocked by an extension, the name of the extension that blocked that resource is listed and visible in the transferred column. And that is great, both for the user, because it may finally know what is blocking the resources. Before this, they were not visible, or it was not clear what was blocking it. And yeah, in this case now, you can see it. And for us developers, it's also great because while we are investigating bugs, even if you are an add-on developer or an API developer, you can see it clearly in the DevTools panel. And so that is very, very helpful. Yeah, that's all. That was my tell, and the show is the screenshot in the document.
This is really cool.
Yeah, that's really nice to have for sure. Good work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Thanks so much, Luca.
And also Onza and Bomb, that they worked on it. They finalized it. I just helped to investigate how to achieve it and some issues that they will still have. But yeah, it's there now.
Luca, we gotta get you taking more credit for these things. Just own it. I did this. All of it. Just kidding. Okay. Well, very cool. Thanks for sharing. So I have some documentation that I'd like to share. So one thing that has come up recently is that some folks have been submitting their pre-release versions of their extensions to AMO, and we've in the past always told them, oh, you need to self-distribute, but we thought that maybe it would be helpful to kind of explain a little bit more about how one can go about setting up a pre-release channel using self-distribution. So we wrote some documentation and we published it on Extension Workshop, and we'll be sharing this in an upcoming edition of the newsletter. But basically, we just kind of walk through what you need to do in order to set up a self-distribution channel, what you can expect from it, why this is important, and any tips for how you can update it. So one of the things I'm hoping is that in the future, people who try to submit their beta versions to AMO, we can send them to this page and we can say, hey, thanks so much. Why don't you follow these instructions? And these will help you set up your pre-release channel. So that is my documentation share. So if folks have any feedback about this page or any other tips or tricks that they'd like to share about doing pre-release distribution of their extensions, please let me know. Thanks. Okay, now I'm going to hand it over to Andrew.
Okay, see if I can get this screen share to work, because I'm not as organized as Luca and done a screenshot. So let's see.
To be honest, I steal the screenshot.
Did you? So it's not even your work for the screenshot, Luca. I don't know.
No.
Okay, can you see my Firefox, but with lots of extra tabs. Okay, so
Ooh.
the way that the block list works is there's a legacy block list, which is a JSON format, which is served by remote settings. And because we are switching over to a new block list, v3, which uses a different format, which is managed via AMO, we have a job set up in the meantime, which will automatically import the records from the old block list onto AMO, so we can manage them, and then we can emit the v3 version of the block list. And I set up a dashboard, a Grafana dashboard, just to show what's happening with that. So let's see if I can. I see it anyway. Okay, so yeah, it's only really tracking if the cron job fired is set to fire every 6 hours. So over the past 2 days, it only starts on just over a day ago, because that's when I added the timing and the triggers which would make it show up. So yep, it shows every 6 hours it fired, and there's how long it ran for, and then it shows how many records it tried to import, and then later how many records it actually did import. And yeah, that's it basically. Oh, and there's an alert set up. So the idea is that if there isn't a success, at least once every 6 hours, then it will send an alert email to say something's gone wrong and it's not actually successfully executed. That's all.
Super cool.
I hope to add to it well, I will add to it to duplicate everything that's there for production AMO, because at the moment this is a stage. The platform Grafana is not very nice for adding metrics that don't exist. It's easy when they do exist because you can kind of select them, but until they've been seen at least once, it's difficult to actually set it all up.
Oh gosh.
So
Well,
yeah, as soon as it happens the first time in production, then I can easily create it for production.
got it. Got it. This is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to come up with like a good question for this, but
It's okay. I don't need a question.
I was going to ask for the failures, but Andrew did anticipated me, already answered it.
Yeah, it's actually there. You can't see it. It's in the graph to add it, because it doesn't. Because there's no record of it ever existing. It doesn't show it on the chart, so it's not great. I need to ask ops to kind of turn off the job, and that should then trigger as a, well, it won't trigger as a failure, but it will trigger as it didn't run, so it will at least send the alert and let us know about it. Failure might be more difficult. We have to somehow trigger a failure in the job, which I'm not sure how I'd do without landing code, which we don't want to do, because then it would end up going to production.
oh, so is this just gonna run? Is this gonna run continuously on production once it's ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually already running. It's just the metric pings weren't there, so it's already updating.
Okay.
On production right now.
Nice. Finally seeing all the pieces going to come together.
Yes.
Months of meetings.
Yeah, many months of meetings. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure on the epic block list migration project. Well, very cool. Well, thanks for sharing that, Andrew.
Sure.
Cool. Okay, so are there any other things that anyone would like to demo or talk about? Okay, well then, I think we can wrap that up. So thanks everybody for coming and for sharing. Hey Siobhan, we were just wrapping up. Unless you've got something that you'd like to demo.
No.
Okay. Well, thanks for poking your head in. Very cool. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. For folks who just joined, there'll be a recording of what we showed and told on Air Mozilla. So go ahead and click the link in the doc and you should be able to access that recording a couple minutes after we wrap up this meeting. We'll be back probably in June unless we are preempted by the Mozilla virtual hands. So more information about the schedule for that and what the add-ons team is going to be up to will be coming soon. So until then, keep making awesome stuff and we'll see y'all later. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.